Hey there everyone, and welcome to the video. So today we're going to be talking about a pretty interesting topic. So, I saw a poll from a Saints Row YouTuber, I forgot the person, it might have been RPG, that's my guess, I think it was RPG. But I'm pretty sure he was talking about whether we'd want Saints Row 1 or Saints Row 2 remastered. And I saw a ton of comments being like, yo, we all want Saints Row 2 remastered, it'd be way better, that's just what everyone wants. And I couldn't help but completely disagree, if I'm being 100% honest. And I want to just kind of talk about why a Saints Row 1 remaster would be so much better. So, yeah, let's get into it. So, what you have to realize, I think, initially, is that Saints Row 1 was an Xbox exclusive. So a lot of people, first of all, just haven't played the game. And that's definitely a huge point. I'm not going to bang on about this point too much because, while it's been a huge point, I think it's going to be the obvious point, but I want to talk a little more about other stuff, more subjective and personal to me about it. But I think it's definitely interesting that people want the second game when half these people wanting the second game remastered haven't played the first and can't play the first. So I would say that a good, at least 30% of the Saints Row community as a whole has probably never played Saints Row 1. And I find that interesting, and I think it'd be nice with a remaster for a whole group of a community to finally experience what an awesome game Saints Row 1 is. Now, I have quite conflicting thoughts about Saints Row 1 and stuff, so I think with a remaster it would really bring it up to date, and it would probably be one of the best Saints Rows to play modern-wise, because I mean, it's more expansive and detailed than Saints Row 3, and it would have the graphical quality better than Saints Row 3, I imagine, with a remaster in 2022. So, I mean, it would be the optimum Saints Row to play, really. So, I definitely think that a remaster would make it a really fun experience for people who have played it in the past, but also for the newer people to Saints Row 1 who are yet to play the game. So, yeah, I think that's definitely a huge point. Another point I have, and this is one that I kind of thought about, is a lot of people don't know the origin story of the Saints, and they never really saw that whole story play out, because I understand a lot of people haven't played it, but I think a lot of people haven't experienced where Saints Row came from, what core mechanics were taken from the original game and put into Saints Row 2 and Saints Row 3 in the fourth game. I think it'd be pretty cool for people to go back and see where Saints Row came from, its roots really, and what made Saints Row special all those years ago. I also think, and I can hear Flippy giggling away at this point, because I know that man would love to hear this. I think the multiplayer would be completely revived, and if they remastered the multiplayer with it, could you imagine? Could you imagine how fantastic that would be? Bro, the old days of the Saints Row 1 multiplayer that I haven't experienced, as someone who loves every Saints Row, I never really played the multiplayer, even the second game, even the newer games, I just never really got into it. Multiplayer was always a single player game for me. So a lot of fans, myself included, will be able to experience those multiplayer days in their prime, or their new prime, again, and I know that would please older fans, and it would give newer fans a whole new side to Saints Row. And I think it would definitely please a lot of people, and I know that people like Flippy couldn't be happier if they heard this. I also think that one thing that definitely held Saints Row 1 back was its texture quality and its facial animations. Compared with the newer games, I think if it was just updated to current gen, it would really thrive a lot more. I also think you would see people really reevaluate the quality of Saints Row 1 with a remaster. Right now, it's widely regarded as just a watered-down Saints Row 2, to a lot of people. I'm not one of those people who think that. I think they're very different games, to be honest. I mean, they have the core mechanics the same, but there's a lot of differences. But you would see that Saints Row 1 has a lot of things that the second game doesn't have, a lot of cool activities that's missing in Saints Row 2. And I think people would really start to reevaluate it and give this game a second look, and it would go from being an underrated gem that is favoured by a small portion of the community to being one of those games where people love it to death. I would say the ranking of people's favourite games tends to go, Saints Row 2 is their first, Saints Row 3 is their second game, favourite-wise, mainly because Saints Row 3 seems to be the game that got everyone into the series, so everyone has a nice big attachment to that, and then Saints Row 2 is the best game. So I know a lot of people would kind of glance over Saints Row 1 as kind of just a watered down, lesser version of the second game, and I don't think that's true at all. I think that it had a lot of charm to it. I mean, there's a few things that, and I want to make a video talking about some things that made Saints Row 1 unique. So my next video may be about that, actually. But there's a few things that was really unique to Saints Row 1 that we never saw ever again in the series, and that makes me very sad, because despite popular belief, because I talk about the newer games a lot, I'm a huge fan of the older games. I played Saints Row 1 and 2 extensively. Now, I will admit, if I'm being 100% honest, I've never completed Saints Row 1. The respect system is just a bit too grindy for me, but I've watched the whole story. I remember watching Saints videos, or Saints Row. Is it Saints Row videos was his whole name? I just know him as Saint. I remember watching Saints videos of the whole storyline, and it was awesome, man. Like, I remember watching the story and being like, bro, this is fantastic, and it was literally like watching a mini movie. And all I know is that a lot of people haven't experienced that, and I think that there is a lot of charm to be had in Saints Row 1, and I'd say that Saints Row 1, if I'm being honest, and this is going to be a hot take, okay, everyone, so calm down. I think Saints Row 1 had the most personality in the series. I think that there's not many games that capture the whole gritty gangsterness of Saints Row 1, like, at all. I don't think there's any out there. None come to mind, at least. And I think Saints Row 2 was equally as, like, unique in just different ways. But I think a lot of people miss the uniqueness, the charm, the whole sort of feeling of Saints Row 1. And if you want to know about why Saints Row 1 is so great, go watch my Saints Row 1 in 2021 video. It was a good video, actually, from a long time ago I made. And it's got decently popular views, but I really just spoke about what made it so unique and why it was just so good. Why Saints Row 1 was just so good, and people will never really give it a second chance because a lot of people haven't played it. And, you know, I mean, the people who have played it, they all know. I think anyone here has played Saints Row 1, like, extensively, not just giving it, like, a 5-minute look at, we'll see that Saints Row 1 is very unique and pretty fucking awesome. So a remaster for that game, to me, is more needed than 2. And the last sort of thing here is, I think Saints Row 2 holds up better, if I'm being 100% honest. Saints Row 2, as a game that needs a remaster, it just holds up better. Its quality is kind of there. Now, there's no denying that it's a bit, like, grey compared to Saints Row 1. I won't lie there. That's one issue I have. But everything else is better. Its texture quality is better. Its guns are better. Its gameplay is better. It can aim and stuff. It's got a lot of things that are a bit more modern. Whereas Saints Row 1 may be missing in these things. And I think that if Saints Row 1 got a quicker, you know, HD update, you know, with some nice graphical quality, you would look past those things because it would feel more like a modern game and hold up better in 2022. So that's why I personally would much prefer a Saints Row 1 remaster to Saints Row 2. Saints Row 1 is a badass game, and it never gets a second glance because it's always outshined by Saints Row 2. But I do urge people to think about Saints Row 1 a little more too. I think Saints Row 1 deserves a remaster just as much as 2. I also saw that RPG put out a petition to get Saints Row 2 remastered. I want you all to sign that, if I'm being 100% honest. I see no reason why you wouldn't sign a petition to get Saints Row 2 remastered. Even though here I'm talking about Saints Row 1 being remastered, Saints Row 2 is just as in need. While I would prefer the first game, a lot of people, as we all know, would prefer the second game. So that petition is a community love and fan letter to Volition saying, guys, this is not taking away from your new product, but we love something that you created, and we want to see it back in its prime. So, do me a favour, I'll put the link down below in the description and in the comment section, and I'll make a community tab about it also. Please, go sign that petition, and just let Volition know. Let them know what you want. Make their job easy, make their life a little easier, and just show them directly what they want. It's not in their plans right now, but hey, if you guys show all the support you can, and show him what you want it, I don't see why it can't become a part of their plans in the future. Catch you all later, guys. Peace out.